everyone, I am Anmol from Brain Mentors, and today I am going to tell you a little bit about print statement with Python 3. And Python has got a bag full of tips and tricks related to print statement. So first I am going to take you through the basic print syntax, then we'll move on to C inspired print syntax, which is a little bit easier. Then we are going to talk about the format function that Python introduced itself. Then the latest feature, which is currently the most used one, introduced in Python 3.7 or 3.8, we have got f strings. We are going to discuss about that also. Then we have got multi-line print statements. Then we have got the latest feature that came out in Python 3.8 2-3 months back, that is walrus operator. So we are going to discuss about that also. And after discussing all of these, we are going to discuss a combination of f strings, multi-line print statement, and walrus operator. So all three combined together in a single statement. And the last, we are going to talk about walrus operator with input function. This is going to be a bonus for you. So for that, let's quickly get started with the code. So let's say that you have got two variables. Let's say a is equal to 23, and then you have got b is equal to 12, right? And you want to show their addition. So let's say c is equal to a plus b. After this, what you want to do is you want to just print the sum out. You want to print out the value of c. So you will just say print statement, and in that you are going to say sum is c. Okay. So let's test this out, and it's going to, according to us, it should show sum is 23 plus 12, that is 35. So it should print out the answer as sum is 35. And that is the answer that we see on the screen. So that's working perfectly. After that, let's say we want to print all the three variables. Sum of a and b is c. So for that, you can put three variables also, just like we have used one variable. So we can say sum of, after that I can just put a comma, a, then and b is, then again comma, and c, like that. Let's try to run this out also. So for this, you can also see sum of 23 and 12 is 35, right? So that is also working out perfectly. So this is the most basic print statement that you can utilize, but it's a little bit difficult because of the double quotes you have to maintain and the commas you have to keep track of. So this is a little bit difficult statement to handle when you have got multiple variables. So instead of this, we have got another print statement that is a little bit inspired from C++. So let's see the second print statement here. So I'm going to use another print statement here, and it has got another alternative syntax here. So for that, you can just write here sum of percentage d, and then after that, what you can do is you can just replace the value of percentage d with the value of the variable that you want here. Okay, so here I want the value of c to come here. So instead of sum of, I will just say sum is, and here what you are going to do, you are just going to put another percentage after the string, and you are going to say percentage c. So Python is going to do what? It's going to replace the value of percentage d with the value of c. So let's test this out also. And here we are going to see sum is 35. Okay. And if you are using multiple variables, then this is a little bit easier statement as compared to the line number 5. So if I say here print sum is sum of percentage d and percentage d is percentage d. So now it's very easier because I don't need to keep track of commas and the double quotes. After the string is completed, I just can go here and put a percentage sign to say that I'm going to now give the name of the variables that I want to replace the values with here. So for that, because now I've got multiple values, so I need to put brackets here, and in that I'm going to say replace the first percentage d with value of a, then the second percentage d will be replaced by b, and third will be replaced by the c variable, just like that. Okay, let's test it out also. So it's also giving out the same result. Okay, so we are through with two different syntaxes. Let's look out at another one that has been introduced by Python itself, and it's a very easier syntax as compared to both of these syntaxes. Okay, so what you can do is you can just go here and write something like this: print sum of curly braces and curly braces is curly braces. And after that, just as you did here, percentage and then brackets, you need to do similarly here. Dot format, then brackets, and in that a comma b comma c. Okay, so a benefit of this particular thing is that you need to keep track of types here. Here I had all three variables as integers, so I had to use percentage %d. If I have got string, then I need to use percentage %s. If I have got boolean or float or something else, I need to change the values accordingly or change the signs accordingly. But with brackets, curly braces, you don't need to specify the type. If ABC are integers, then they are okay. If they are strings, then it's also okay. Python will say I'm going to just put the values whatever ABC are containing inside these curly braces, and I will print out this statement. Okay, so this statement is a little bit better because we don't need to specify the types accordingly for percentage %d or percentage %s or something else like that. We just need to specify curly braces, and after that we just need to specify the order in which our variables need to be replaced with the curly braces. So let's run this out and see. It also gives out the same answer. Sum of 23 and 12 is 35. It's also working perfectly. Here, another benefit is that you have got a little bit a tweak in the statement. If you don't remember, if you have got too many variables and you don't remember the particular syntax that A should be coming in which particular position or B should be coming in which particular position, you can just do something like this. Print sum of curly braces and curly braces is curly braces, something like that. Okay, and let's say you just went in here and inside format function you just jumbled out the variables, you didn't keep track of the order. So let's say I just put something like this, C comma A comma B. Now what you can do is inside curly braces you can tell out of these particular variables how to fetch values, that this particular curly braces should show the value of which particular variable. Okay, so because like our arrays or our list or our tuples start with 0 index, similarly this will also be treated as a array. So what we are going to say here, we are going to say that I want to print out the value of A here. So A is sitting on, if you will see, 0 and then first index. So A is sitting on first index, so I will put 1 here. Then here should be coming the value of B, and B is sitting at the last position, so that will be index 2 here. And then here C is going to be coming in, so I will say 0 here, something like that. Let's also test this out. So if I run this, it's again working perfectly. Okay, so these are little bit tips and tricks that Python has introduced, and they are very useful in many situations whenever we want to simplify our printing things. Okay, let me take you to the latest feature that is going on currently in Python that has came out in 3.7 or 3.8 specifically, the latest version of the Python. So there you have got something called as f strings, that is also a little bit better than the format function syntax. So f string means fast strings. Fast because internally also they are fast a little bit because they have got improved performance. Python can implement them very fastly as compared to the line number 10, 11 or the lines before them. And moreover, we can easily type out this particular statement using f string, and that is going to be very fast for us. Okay, because we are going to take less time to write that particular statement. So for that, let me just write here print, then double quotes, and in that I'm going to say sum of curly brackets A, then sum of A and curly brackets B is curly brackets C. Okay, so we have just written this out. If I'm just going to run this, it's going to print out the statement as it is, something like this, sum of A and B is C. So what we need to do is we just need to use this f, because it is called as f strings. So this f is very important for us. So before starting the string here, before this double quote start here for the string, just insert some f character here. Okay, and this f will mean that you have to format this statement and put in the values of ABC variables wherever they are coming in curly braces. So if I run this now, you are going to see sum of 23 and 12 is 35 once again. Okay, and let's say you want to do something else, like you want to see that 23 is coming out of A variable, 12 is coming out of B variable and 35 is coming out of C variable. So what you can do is you can add one more feature here, that is equal to thing here. So you can just add this here, and what you can do is you can just try to run this out. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me move on to the Python 3.8 because this feature has came in Python 3.8 and it's not available in 3.7. So this is the latest feature, and as you can see the errors have gone. So I will just run this out and you will see sum of A is equal to 23 and B is equal to 12 is equal to 35. So how it is working is, see, it says sum of A equal to, first it prints out whatever is written inside the curly braces. So A equal to is written out, and then the value of A is appended there. Then and B is equal to is written out, then the value of B is appended. After that is C equal to is written out, and then the value of C is appended there. Okay, so that completes our some four different syntaxes. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next trick in using the print statement in Python. So next trick that we have got here is multi-line print statement. So let's say you want to show a menu to the user where you have got 4 or 5 different menu options. So what you are going to do is, if you use normal print statement, then you would be needed to use some backslash or to keep some track of spaces and something like that. So let's say I want to say press 1 for add, and I want to say press 2 for subtract, and I want that press 2 for subtract should be coming in the next line. So I need to make sure that I enter backslash in here, then subtract, then another backslash in, 3 for multiply, and backslash in, 4 for divide, something like this. Let's see what output comes. So something like this is shown to the user. Okay, so it has started looking like a menu, but still it's not so much readable, and it's kind of very tedious to write all of these backslashes in between. So Python has got multi-line print statement here. We use the same print function, just the thing changes here. We don't use double quotes here, we use double quotes but 3 times. 3 times for starting the statement and 3 times for closing the statement, and in between you can write as many lines as you want, and it will print those lines as it is without any interference or without any modifications. So same thing I want to do, press 1 for add, press 2 for subtract, press 3 for multiply, press 4 for divide. Let's test this out. So see here, now it looks better, and even it has given me empty line here and empty line after the menu also, so it's more readable and it actually looks like a menu. Now why empty line is coming here? Because I have left this line empty here after the 3 quotes, so that's why the lines here are also empty, and then here also I have left the line empty before writing anything. I have closed the brackets in the next line. So because of that, one line is coming empty before the block and one line is coming empty after the block. Okay, so let's see another trick here. Let's try to use something that has came just in Python 3.8, something called as walrus operator. Okay, so we are going to talk about now walrus operator. This is a very fresh latest feature of Python 3.8. So most of people are not acquainted with this particular feature right now. Okay, so it will be quite useful, and you can use it in various operations and in various programs that you are writing, because it is a very useful feature to reduce the code lines of your code. Okay, so let's say that you have got 2 variables like we have created already. Let's create them again, equal to 12, b equal to 23, and you want to print, let's say, all the 4 things: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So for that, what you need to do, something like this: c is equal to a plus b, then let's say d is equal to a minus b, e is equal to a multiplied by b, and f is equal to a divided by b. Something like this you are going to do, and let's say you want to print 4 different lines here to print out the results. So print sum is C, print difference is D, and after that you want to say product is E, and for the last you can say quotient is F, something like this. Okay, let's see what the answer comes out to be. So let's run this from here, and you can see something like this comes out. Sum is 35, difference, product, and quotient after division. So that's working perfectly, but it was kind of hard to write all of these. They are too much to write. I have to write all the 4 operations separately, so kind of redundancy is coming again and again. So for this, what we can do is we can use Walrus operator, and how that works is we can use both things inside a single statement. Which both things? Assigning of the value to the variable after addition, assigning of value after subtraction to the variable d, and printing of that particular difference, or printing of sum, or printing of product. We can do assignment of value and printing of value in both the things can be done in same line. So how we can do that? Let me show you. I'm going to comment these out so that these are not running again and again. So that's a multi-line comment using 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes. So let's say I want to print sum is C, but as you can see, C is not defined here right now. And if I do something like this, C is equal to A plus B in the same line, then what is going to happen? Let's see. Let's try to run this and see what happens. So it just says C is an invalid keyword argument for print function. It just says, how can you even write this thing? So we won't be able to write this here. So some new feature has been introduced Python, which says that you can, it just says that in the previous versions you were able to write only A plus B here, or you were able to write only C variable and not the A plus B thing. So we had to define something like this here, C is equal to A plus B, right? What Python 3.8 says, it says that you can define the variable here, assign the value to the variable, as well as print out the value of the variable in the same line. For that, you just need to enter a new key or a new symbol here, that is colon. So before equal to, you need to put colon here, and this makes your Walrus operator. The combination of colon and the equal to sign makes this as Walrus operator. So now what it's going to do is, it's going to calculate A plus B, it will assign that value to C, and then sum is C will be printed out. So let's see here. So first sum is C is going to be printed, then I'm going to just write another statement here for confirmation, C is C. So we can confirm that it actually has stored the value in variable C. Let me run this once again, and there is a single problem. It just says invalid syntax. Let me just check out. So what's happening here? Let me just see here. Yeah, it's working. It's just because of the Python linter that I've got here. It was making a space in between colon and equal to, so that's why it was not working. I need to keep them both of them together because they are working as a single operator. Now it's working. As you can see, sum is 35 is printed, and the value A plus B has been stored in C. We can see it verified from here. C is 35. So you can just repeat out our previous tasks. So we can just say here other things also, like I can just go and say print differences, and then I can write D colon equal to A minus B. I will just remove this line for now. Then you can say print multiplication, or you can just say product is E colon equal to A multiplied by B. Then you can say quotient is F colon equal to A divided by B. So using these walrus operators, you can perform something like this. Okay, let me just test this out for you. Okay, again the same error is coming in here. So it's a little bit problem with the linter. Maybe I think linter is not updated yet to work with Python 3.8. That's why it just gives a extra space in between automatically. Let's run this again, and your answer is out here. So sum, difference, product, and then quotient. Okay, and now if you want to print out all these values C, D, E, F, then you can use the same print function using the F strings that we have done before. You can use that out. I'll just put a backspace here, otherwise it's going to just make errors. So what you can do is you can use many statements here together, like you can just say print, then use multi-line statement. Okay, and in there what you can do is you can use the fast strings. So you can just put F here, and now this multi-line string has actually become a fast string also. So what you can do is here you can just say sum is, and then you can put brackets, C equal to. This is the syntax that we just learned here using the F strings here. So what it's going to do is it's just going to write sum is C equal to, and the value of the sum, I think that is 35. After that we can just say difference is D is equal to, we can say product is E is equal to, then quotient is F is equal to. So what we have done here, we have combined three different tricks here. We have combined multi-line statement with the fast strings as well as the latest feature of the fast string using that equal to sign. So let's test it out. It should work perfectly. So we just run this here and you can see how it's working. Right? And if you want, you can do one more addition. Instead of using these two different separately, what you can do is you can write them in the same line. So what you can do is you can combine both of these together. How you can do that? You can just say something like this. C colon equal to A plus B. You can just directly use the walrus operator here only. So now we have combined 4 different things here. So that's how you can just stack up different things together to make your code shorter and shorter and shorter. Now it's a little bit hard to read what's happening here, but it's so much easier to write this code. And it just gives me errors because it will say that you have DEF or something like that. I think it should not give me any errors. It says undefined variable D. So C is also not defined. Let me just run this out. Invalid format specifier. Okay, so let me just put this inside brackets and I think it should be working perfectly. For C, let me just see if it's working perfectly or not. No, it's still checking for the syntax errors. Now it's okay. So it's only because of the brackets it's not able to judge something out. Again, the problem is with linter, so I can just put brackets here to take care of that error. So I've just put brackets here so that this particular thing is evaluated first. Okay, so first A plus B will be calculated, the value will be stored in C, and then the value will be printed as sum is C, then value of the C, that's 35, and same for the rest 2 lines. So let's test it out and you can see again the same answer but using just 4 lines. Assignment of the values, creation of the variables, and printing of the values using multi-line print statement. 4 different tricks embedded inside one single statement. And the last thing that you can do is you can use this walrus operator to take inputs also from the user. Here we are just using it for expressions. You can use it for taking input also. So let's quickly see one more example. I will take just 1 more minute and we are going to wrap all things here. So if we want to take, let's say 2 numbers from user. Okay, you just want some user to enter 2 numbers, or let's say you just want user to enter his or her name. So what you are going to say? You are just going to say something like this. First we are going to say input, enter your name, right? And then you are going to do what? You are just going to use this input thing that is going to come in here. You are going to use that particular name to store in some variable. So you can just use walrus operator again. So let's say name colon equal to. So you have used this walrus operator. And let's bind this complete thing inside a print statement. Print name is, or we can just say hello, and after that I can say comma. So what's going to be happening here is, first we are going to take input. User is going to enter his or her name. Let's say John. So John is going to enter his name. Name will be stored inside the name variable. John will be stored inside name variable, and we are going to just print out hello John. Let's see that also in action. So here I enter my name. Okay, let's make it a little bit better. After enter your name, I'm just going to put colon and a space so that it looks more readable. Let's test it once again, and here I'm going to say John and see how easily it comes out. Otherwise, you would have had to write at least 2 lines for taking input, then creating a new variable, storing a value inside it, and then printing the statement out. Now I've done that thing inside 2 different values, inside one single line using both different syntaxes with the help of just a single operator, that is walrus operator. So this operator is very useful. I hope you like this video, and we'll be back with more tips and tricks in Python and other languages also. And keep checking out our channel for new videos and for more updates. See you in the next video.